Welcome to the game of Duality, navigating the balance between light and shadow by Mindful Literary. This audiobook invites you on a deep exploration of the dual forces that shape our lives: light and shadow, positivity and negativity, strength and vulnerability. These opposing energies influence every facet of existence, from personal growth to our relationships and beyond. In this journey, you'll uncover how to balance these forces, integrating them to create harmony within yourself and your world. Each chapter is designed to inspire reflection and transformation, helping you understand the critical role duality plays in your path to fulfillment. Prepare to dive into the intricate dance of opposites and discover how to master the game of duality for a more balanced, enlightened life. Let's begin. Chapter 1: The Nature of Duality. Understanding Light and Shadow. The dance between light and shadow is an age-old metaphor that transcends time and culture. On a literal level, light is a natural phenomenon that illuminates our surroundings, while shadows are the absence of light, cloaking objects in mystery and darkness. This interplay can captivate our senses, creating an atmosphere that evokes a multitude of emotions. When the sun rises, it casts long shadows that stretch across the landscape, and as the day wanes, light turns softer, layering the world in golden hues, making even the mundane appear magical. Art and photography often play with this contrast, using light to reveal details while shadows add depth and intrigue. Just as the warmth of sunlight can uplift spirits, the shadows remind us of the complexities hidden within life, enhancing our appreciation for both clarity and obscurity. On a metaphorical level, light symbolizes positivity, hope, joy, and enlightenment. It represents clarity of thought and the warmth of love, illuminating our paths during difficult times. When we encounter challenges, the idea of light can manifest as resilience, guiding us through despair with the promise of brighter days. In stark contrast, shadows signify our fears, doubts, and the obstacles that life throws our way. They lurk in the corners of our minds, often exaggerated by our imagination. Yet confronting these shadows can lead to profound growth. Understanding that shadows are simply the manifestation of light blocked can inspire us to face our fears with courage. Acknowledging the challenges we encounter allows us to appreciate the significance of light in our lives. Embracing the duality of light and shadow in our journey can lead to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. When you feel overwhelmed by life's shadows, remind yourself that in every dark moment lies the potential for growth and illumination. Seek out the light in your situation, whether it's through supportive relationships, personal passions, or simply the beauty of nature. It's within this balance that we find resilience and strength, equipping ourselves to navigate life's complexities with grace. The role of duality in existence. Duality is a fundamental principle woven into the fabric of our existence. It manifests in countless ways, from light and darkness to joy and sorrow, creating the contrasts that give life its richness. Without duality, the world would be a flat, monochromatic canvas without depth or meaning. The warmth of a sunny day is made all the more delightful against the backdrop of a cold night. In relationships, the highs of love are often magnified by the lows of conflict, encouraging us to appreciate the moments of connection. It is through these contrasts that we not only navigate our environment, but also develop a deeper understanding of ourselves. We learn who we are by encountering what we are not, realizing our preferences and desires in the context of opposing forces. The interplay between these opposites fosters an environment ripe for growth and evolution. When faced with challenges, we find the strength within ourselves to overcome them and emerge stronger. The anguish of loss teaches resilience, while moments of failure create opportunities for learning and reinvention. In nature, we observe this interplay through life cycles. The stress of winter leads to the rebirth of spring, illustrating how opposites are not merely in contrast but are interdependent. From the tension of opposition springs innovation, as humans have continually adapted to their surroundings, shaping their realities through a series of dualistic experiences. This dance between opposing forces is not a battle, but rather a harmonious relationship that propels us forward, nudging us to evolve into deeper, wiser versions of ourselves. To embrace the role of duality in your life, consider viewing challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as setbacks. Acknowledge the complexities of your experiences, understanding that joy and pain often coexist. This perspective allows for a more compassionate engagement with life's many chapters. When you face difficulties, remember that they can be a catalyst for personal transformation. By embracing both sides of any situation, you cultivate a richer, more meaningful existence. Historical perspectives on duality. Throughout history, various philosophies and religions have explored the intricate nature of duality, often viewing it as a fundamental aspect of existence. In Eastern philosophies, such as Taoism, duality is represented by the yin and yang symbol, embodying the idea that opposite forces are interconnected and interdependent. This balance between light and darkness, masculinity and femininity, chaos and order is seen as essential to achieving harmony. Similarly, in Hinduism, the concept of duality is present in the dichotomy between the material and spiritual worlds. The teachings of the Bhagavad Gita illustrate how individuals navigate this complex interplay, emphasizing that both aspects are necessary for personal growth and enlightenment. In contrast, Western philosophical traditions have engaged with duality primarily through the lens of mind and body. Descartes famously articulated this mind-body dualism, proposing that the mind is a non-physical entity distinct from the physical body, leading to countless debates about consciousness and reality. These historical narratives about duality reveal a diverse tapestry of thought, where various cultures and philosophies converge and diverge in their understanding of existence. Among the luminaries who contributed to the understanding of light and shadow, Plato stands out as a pivotal figure. His allegory of the cave speaks volumes about human perception and the idea that the shadows on the wall, shaped by the light from the outside world, represent our limited understanding of reality. In this metaphor, the journey from the darkness of the cave into the light illustrates the struggle for knowledge and truth, highlighting the transformative power of enlightenment. Additionally, the works of Friedrich Nietzsche introduced a more complex notion of duality within the context of morality. He argued that concepts of good and evil are intertwined, challenging the absolutist views that separate the two. Nietzsche's perspective encourages a deeper examination of our values, nudging us to recognize the dualities within ourselves and the world around us. Other influential figures, such as Carl Jung, introduced the idea of the shadow self, the unconscious part of our personality that contains repressed weaknesses and desires. Jung's work urged individuals to acknowledge and integrate these darker aspects in order to achieve wholeness, illustrating that true understanding lies beyond the superficial dichotomy of light and shadow. As we reflect on these historical perspectives, it is evident that the exploration of duality is not a mere philosophical exercise, but a vital inquiry into the human experience. Such insights can serve as tools for personal growth, as understanding our own dualities may lead to greater self-awareness and balance. Embracing both light and shadow within us encourages a more compassionate worldview, reminding us that vulnerability and strength coexist in our journeys. Engaging with the teachings of past thinkers and spiritual leaders can inspire us to navigate our lives with a nuanced approach, allowing us to appreciate the complexity of existence and the beauty of duality inherent in everything around us. Chapter 2: The Light Within, the Essence of Positivity. Positivity is more than just a fleeting smile or a cheerful word. It is a profound state of mind that shapes how we perceive our lives and the world around us. At its core, positivity involves recognizing the good in every situation, which can significantly enhance our personal well-being and promote growth. It acts as a subtle but powerful filter that influences our interactions and decisions, allowing us to approach challenges with resilience and hope. The significance of cultivating a positive mindset goes beyond surface-level happiness. It enhances emotional intelligence, boosts our immune system, and even increases longevity. Embracing positivity empowers us to navigate the complexities of life with grace, transforming obstacles into opportunities for learning and development. Cultivating a positive mindset has the power to reshape our experiences in profound ways. When we adopt a perspective anchored in positivity, we open ourselves to diverse possibilities and a more enriching life. This doesn't mean ignoring pain or challenges. Rather, it involves approaching difficulties with a mindset that seeks solutions and growth. For instance, consider how a person facing a setback at work could either dwell in frustration or view it as a chance to learn new skills or foster resilience. This shift in perspective can change the entire narrative of one's day, making even the mundane seem vibrant and full of potential. When positivity becomes a habit, it enhances our relationships, encourages creativity, and improves our ability to cope with stress. Embracing a positive outlook ultimately influences not just how we feel about ourselves, but also how we impact those around us. In practice, nurturing positivity starts with simple yet intentional actions. One effective tip is to cultivate gratitude daily, reflecting on the small joys and achievements that often go unnoticed. This shift in attention lays the groundwork for a more optimistic perspective, illustrating that even amidst chaos, beauty exists. As we develop this habit, we find that our inner dialogue transforms, steering us toward a more fulfilling and happy life. Cultivating inner strength. Resilience is not merely a trait we are born with, it is a skill that can be cultivated through experience and practice. To develop our inner strength amid life's unpredictable challenges, we can engage in several methods that promote a steady mindset. One effective approach is to practice mindfulness and reflection. By taking a few moments each day to pause and center ourselves, we can gain clarity on our thoughts and feelings. This process allows us to identify stressors and recognize patterns in our responses, which in turn builds our resilience against future challenges. Journaling can be another powerful tool. By writing down our experiences, we externalize our thoughts and emotions, making it easier to analyze and confront them. Moreover, surrounding ourselves with supportive relationships nurtures our inner strength. Friends and loved ones can act as a buffer against adversity, providing encouragement and perspective when we feel overwhelmed. Understanding our vulnerabilities is equally crucial in fortifying our inner strength. Admitting that we have weaknesses is not a sign of failure. Rather, it is a pathway to personal growth. Embracing our vulnerabilities enables us to build authentic connections with others and fosters empathy, both for ourselves and for those around us. Recognizing that everyone faces struggles diminishes the feeling of isolation that often accompanies hardship. When we acknowledge our own limitations, we become more compassionate and can better support others in their journeys. This dual process of recognizing our strengths while also accepting our weaknesses creates a balanced self-view, allowing for a healthier approach to adversity. The interplay between strength and vulnerability enriches our human experience, as it encourages us to face challenges with honesty and courage. To cultivate inner strength effectively, remember that it's not just about pushing through difficulties, but also about nurturing kindness towards oneself. Take time to engage in activities that foster joy, whether it's a simple walk in nature or indulging in a creative hobby. Incorporating regular self-care practices into our routines can soften the edges of life's obstacles, providing us with the stamina needed to face them. This personal investment in well-being becomes a foundation for building resilience. Aim to embrace challenges not as burdens, but as opportunities for growth, allowing your inner strength to flourish amidst the ebb and flow of life's experiences. The power of hope and optimism. Hope is like a flicker of light in the darkness, a guiding star that leads us toward change and transformation. It acts as a powerful catalyst, inspiring us to envision a better future, even when circumstances feel challenging. This force within us awakens our potential, filling our hearts with courage to confront obstacles and pursue our dreams. When we harness hope, it doesn't just influence our thoughts, it propels us into action. This action is the initial step on the path of personal transformation, urging us to shed old habits and embrace new possibilities. Rather than being passive, hope energizes us, fostering resilience. When we nurture hope, we find ourselves continuously evolving, ready to embrace the new chapters of our lives. Optimism shares this dynamic energy, but brings its unique flavor. It shapes how we perceive the world and interact with it. Optimistic people tend to look beyond immediate setbacks, focusing instead on the lessons they can learn from challenges. This positive outlook becomes a lens through which they view their relationships, work, and future. Such a perspective encourages open dialogue, stronger connections, and a sense of community. Optimism is infectious. When we interact with those who radiate positivity, it influences our moods and attitudes. It cultivates an atmosphere where collaboration flourishes and ideas thrive. By choosing to foster an optimistic mindset, we not only enhance our own experiences, but also inspire those around us to elevate their perspectives. Both hope and optimism guide us toward a fulfilling life. They remind us that even in uncertainty, there is always a path forward, waiting to be sought. Practicing gratitude daily can enhance both hope and optimism by allowing us to focus on the positives in our lives, shifting our mindset and perceptions while nurturing a sense of appreciation for what we have. Chapter 3: Embracing the Shadows. The importance of acknowledging fear. Recognizing and confronting our fears is essential for our personal growth and development. Fear often acts like a shadow, lurking behind our daily lives, whispering doubts that can paralyze us if we let them. Acknowledging our fears gives us the power to shine a light on them, transforming the shadow into something manageable. Just as a deer caught in headlights can freeze, we too may find ourselves immobilized by uncertainty. However, the moment we articulate our fears, we take the first step towards overcoming them. This process allows us to view our fears not as insurmountable obstacles, but as challenges that, when faced, can lead to newfound strength and resilience. By embracing this path, we cultivate a mindset that welcomes challenges rather than shies away from them. On the other hand, the impact of unacknowledged fear can be profoundly detrimental to our mental and emotional health. When fears remain unrecognized, they often fester in the background, influencing our decisions and actions in ways we may not even be aware of. This silent anxiety can manifest as stress, avoidance, or even physical symptoms, creating a cycle of distress that can be hard to break. Imagine carrying a weight on your shoulders that you can't see. Over time, this burden grows heavier and heavier, wearing us down emotionally and mentally. It leads to feelings of isolation and helplessness, making it difficult to connect with others or pursue our goals. By not addressing our fears, we may end up living a life dictated by anxiety rather than our own choices. One practical tip for acknowledging fear is to journal about it. Putting pen to paper can help untangle the complex feelings around fear, providing clarity and a sense of control. Writing down what scares us allows us to analyze the situation objectively, shifting the power dynamic from fear to awareness. This practice can reveal patterns or triggers that we might not have noticed before, enabling us to approach these fears with a proactive mindset rather than a passive avoidance. Acknowledging our fears is a crucial step toward living a healthier, more liberated life. Transforming negative emotions. Identifying negative emotions is the first step towards transforming them into positive experiences. It begins with self-awareness. Understanding what triggers these feelings is essential. For instance, when frustration surfaces, it can be helpful to pause and ask oneself, what exactly am I feeling right now, and why? Journaling can be an effective tool in this process. Writing down emotions not only provides clarity, but also helps in differentiating between feelings and actions. Once identified, it is crucial to reframe these emotions. Instead of seeing frustration as an obstacle, one might view it as a sign that change is necessary. This shift in perspective allows individuals to take proactive steps rather than feeling stuck. Techniques like mindfulness and breathwork can also assist in transforming negative feelings. By focusing on the present moment, one can diminish anxiety produced by negative emotions. Engaging in activities that induce joy or gratitude can replace those heavy feelings, creating more lightness in daily life. Many have journeyed through the labyrinth of their emotions and emerged transformed. Take the story of Maria, who felt overwhelmed by anxiety and self-doubt during her college years. Instead of succumbing to her despair, she began practicing daily gratitude. Every morning, she noted 3 things she was thankful for, which gradually shifted her focus from what she lacked to the abundance in her life. This small step led to a powerful transformation, as Maria started viewing her challenges with a new lens. Through her journey, she discovered that many of her peers shared similar feelings. By opening up with them, she not only found solace, but also created a supportive community. Another remarkable example is David, who faced deep sadness after losing a loved one. Instead of repressing his grief, he chose to honor his feelings through art. Painting became his sanctuary, allowing him to express his emotions creatively. Over time, his artworks conveyed a spectrum of feelings, illustrating his resilience and healing. The act of translating pain into creativity empowered David, turning a tragic loss into a meaningful journey. Every individual has the potential to rewrite the narrative surrounding their emotional experiences. Those moments of darkness can become the foundation upon which growth is built. Emotions are not merely obstacles, but rather indicators urging us to explore, understand, and ultimately act. Once an individual identifies their feelings and adopts constructive practices such as gratitude or creative expression, they often discover therapeutic paths hidden within their emotional turmoil. It's essential to remember that transforming negative emotions requires patience and kindness towards oneself. A practical tip for anyone seeking to navigate their emotional landscape is to find a quiet space, breathe deeply, and visualize the negative emotion as a cloud passing by. Acknowledge its presence, but remember that it does not define you. By treating emotions as transient experiences, you can gradually cultivate a sense of peace and strength that resonates deeper and encourages resilience. Finding strength in vulnerability. Strength often disguises itself in the quiet moments of vulnerability and surrender. In a culture that celebrates feats of power and resilience, showing one's soft side can feel like an act of weakness. However, within that act lies a profound truth. Consider the story of a small tree bending rather than breaking in a storm. It submits to the winds, allowing itself to be reshaped by the very forces that threaten it. In these moments, we discover that vulnerability doesn't signify frailty. Rather, it invites growth. The raw honesty of admitting our fears or uncertainties is a courageous step towards embracing who we truly are. When we are open, we create space for not just personal growth, but also deeper human connections. Embracing vulnerability becomes a key to authenticity. It serves as the soil in which the seeds of genuine connection can flourish. When we dare to share our struggles, we allow others to see us as we are, without the armor that so often keeps people at bay. Vulnerability shatters the illusion of separateness. It reminds us that we all face similar fears, dreams, and challenges. Opening up fosters empathy and understanding, nurturing relationships that are based on trust and mutual respect. By being true to ourselves, we invite others to be honest as well, enriching our connections with authenticity and compassion. True strength is found not in the facade of invincibility, but in the raw, honest exchanges that lay bare our human experience. To foster strength in vulnerability, consider starting small. Share a thought or feeling with a close friend or loved one that you might normally keep to yourself. This act can serve as a powerful catalyst for deeper conversations and connections. Allow yourself to be seen and heard, even in your imperfect moments, and watch how this openness transforms your relationships. By actively inviting vulnerability into your life, you unleash the power of connection and authenticity, offering not just yourself, but also creating a safe space for others to share. Remember, in our moments of surrender, we often find our greatest strength. Chapter 4: The Dance of Balance, the Art of Finding Equilibrium. Finding balance in a fast-paced and dualistic world can often feel like walking a tightrope. The pressure to succeed, keep up with trends, and manage multiple responsibilities can lead to a sense of overwhelm. To cultivate balance amidst this chaos, we can adopt various strategies that help center us. One effective approach is to establish a daily routine that allocates specific times for work and personal activities, ensuring that we give equal attention to both. Incorporating mindfulness practices, such as meditation or simple breathing exercises, into our day can also provide moments of stillness, allowing us to reconnect with ourselves. This practice encourages a deeper awareness of our thoughts and feelings, empowering us to make conscious choices rather than reactive ones. Additionally, setting boundaries is crucial. It's essential to learn the art of saying no, giving ourselves permission to steer clear of unnecessary obligations that detract from our well-being. By prioritizing what truly matters, we create a life that reflects our values rather than simply chasing after external validations. The sense of equilibrium we aspire to achieve is deeply rooted in our personal values. Understanding what we stand for helps us navigate life's complexities with clarity and purpose. When we take the time to reflect on our core values, such as honesty, compassion, or creativity, we align our actions with what resonates most with us. This alignment fosters a sense of integrity, reducing inner conflict and promoting a peaceful state of mind. Moreover, when faced with decisions, revisiting our values can serve as a compass, guiding us toward choices that reinforce our sense of balance. For example, if one of our values is family, dedicating time to nurture those relationships can enhance our sense of fulfillment. A clear understanding of our values also helps us to distinguish between what is essential and what is merely noise, enabling us to focus our energy on pursuits that contribute to our overall harmony. Ultimately, finding equilibrium is an ongoing journey rather than a fixed destination. It involves continuous reflection and adjustment as circumstances change. Embracing flexibility in our routines and being open to new ways of thinking can significantly enhance our ability to maintain balance. A practical tip to foster this adaptability is to keep a journal where we track our feelings, achievements, and struggles. Regularly reviewing this can help us identify patterns and areas in need of attention. This process can illuminate how aligned we are with our values, enabling us to take proactive steps toward a more balanced life. Integrating light and shadow in life. Integrating both positive and negative experiences is essential for achieving a sense of wholeness. Often, people focus solely on the light, celebrating only the happy moments and successes, while pushing aside the shadows that carry pain, loss, or disappointment. However, it is in the interplay of these contrasting experiences that we find depth and richness in our lives. Acknowledging and embracing our struggles allows us to develop resilience and empathy. Just as a painting is made more vivid by the interplay of light and shadow, our character is forged through both joy and adversity. Accepting our full range of experiences creates a balance that enhances our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Real-life examples abound of individuals who have embraced their dual nature and thrived because of it. Consider the story of a renowned artist who, during a particularly challenging period in life, faced the loss of a loved one. Initially, this experience cast a dark shadow over their creativity. Gradually, however, they began to channel their grief into their art, leading to a breakthrough that transformed their work. The resulting pieces were not only beautiful, but also deeply resonant, reflecting a spectrum of emotions that connected with many. Their journey illustrates how integrating sorrow and joy can lead to profound growth. It is often through our darkest experiences that we find our true voice and create something meaningful. Embracing both light and shadow is not a one-time event, but an ongoing journey. It requires openness and vulnerability, which can be daunting, but ultimately rewarding. To practice this integration in daily life, take time to reflect on your own experiences, both positive and negative. Journaling can be a powerful tool for this. Write about moments that brought you joy and those that challenged you. Over time, you may start to see patterns and connections that reveal a deeper understanding of your own life story. Remember, every experience contributes to the tapestry of who you are, and recognizing the beauty in both the light and the dark can lead to a more enriched and fulfilling life. The dynamics of balance in relationships. Balance is a vital force in every relationship, serving as the foundation for healthy interactions. It can be likened to a seesaw. When one side rises too high, the other side inevitably falls. In interpersonal relationships, this visual metaphor captures the essence of give and take, where both parties must strive for equilibrium. When one individual consistently places their needs or desires above the others, tension brews, creating a state of imbalance. This imbalance can manifest in various forms: emotional exhaustion, resentment, or even withdrawal. Relationships flourish when both individuals engage in mutual respect, understanding, and compromise. Balance is not merely a static goal to achieve, but an ongoing dynamic that requires constant attention and adjustment, like the delicate tuning of a musical instrument. In a harmonious relationship, both voices blend seamlessly, creating a symphony of connection and trust. In assessing and enhancing balance with others, awareness of personal behaviors and patterns becomes the first crucial step. Take a moment to reflect on your interactions. Are you more often the giver or the taker? Tools such as journaling or engaging in open conversations can facilitate this exploration. Communicating openly about feelings of imbalance, be it emotional, practical, or time related, is essential. A balance assessment could involve discussing specific areas in the relationship where one party feels outnumbered or undervalued. It's also beneficial to seek feedback from the other person. Their insights can be invaluable for your growth. Practicing gratitude is another effective tool. By acknowledging what your partner brings to the relationship, you encourage a cycle of appreciation, effectively offsetting any feelings of inequality. Consider incorporating regular check-ins with your partner, friends, or family. These can be simple conversations where both parties express what they feel and need without fear of judgment. Creating a safe space for sharing thoughts fosters deeper understanding and connection. Establishing boundaries is equally crucial. Knowing when to say no and respecting each other's limits ensures that balance can be maintained. Ultimately, remember that achieving balance is a journey rather than a destination, and it requires efforts from both sides. Recognizing that relationships are living entities, constantly evolving, can help you both navigate the complexities with grace and resilience. Chapter 5: Perspectives on Conflict. Conflict as a catalyst for growth. Conflict often emerges as a force in our lives, one that, while uncomfortable, possesses the potential for transformation and deeper understanding. It acts as a mirror, reflecting our values, beliefs, and assumptions. Through the friction of differing perspectives, we are compelled to examine our own viewpoints and confront uncomfortable truths. For instance, a workplace disagreement might reveal inefficiencies in communication that had gone unnoticed, leading to improved collaboration in the future. Rather than avoiding conflict, embracing it can spark creativity and innovation, pushing individuals and groups beyond their comfort zones to explore new ideas and solutions. This process encourages resilience, as individuals learn to navigate through hardships, emerging with enhanced emotional intelligence and stronger relationships. Conflict, in its essence, can serve not only as a challenge, but also as a stepping stone toward growth and personal development. There are numerous historical instances where conflict has triggered significant positive changes in society. A prime example lies in the American Civil Rights Movement of the 1960s. The conflict between civil rights activists and segregationists was intense, often resulting in violent confrontations. Yet, this very strife shone a spotlight on the injustices faced by African Americans in the United States. It fueled legislation such as the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965, which dismantled institutional barriers and paved the way for greater equality. Another poignant illustration is the end of apartheid in South Africa. The struggle led by figures like Nelson Mandela and Desmond Tutu against a deeply entrenched system of racial segregation showcased how conflict could galvanize a nation towards a new path of reconciliation and unity. These examples remind us that even in the most divisive times, the seeds of positive societal change can take root, often blossoming from the very tensions that seek to tear us apart. Experiencing and navigating conflict not only cultivates a deeper understanding of ourselves and others, but also reinforces the idea that growth often comes from discomfort. It is essential to recognize the potential within conflict, to view it not just as an obstacle, but as an opportunity for dialogue, awareness, and progress. Practicing active listening and approaching disagreements as learning experiences can lead to richer insights and collaborative solutions. The next time conflict arises, consider pausing to explore how this moment might offer a chance for growth, both personally and collectively. Navigating differences with empathy. Empathy plays an essential role in resolving conflicts and enhancing mutual understanding. When two parties disagree, it is easy to view the situation as us versus them, leading to entrenched positions and escalating tensions. However, empathy invites us to step back and view the conflict from a different angle. It encourages us to ask ourselves, what might the other person be feeling? By tapping into this deeper emotional awareness, we can begin to dismantle the walls that separate us. Empathy does not imply agreement. Rather, it highlights our ability to understand the underlying feelings that motivate others' actions. This understanding helps foster a shared space where dialogue can flourish. When we acknowledge and validate each other's feelings, we create an environment where differences can be seen as opportunities for growth rather than sources of division. Practical strategies for empathetic communication during disagreements can bridge the gap between conflicting viewpoints. One effective approach is to practice active listening. This goes beyond merely hearing words. It involves giving full attention to the speaker, observing body language, and reflecting back what you've heard. Phrases like, "It sounds like you're saying," or "I can see that this is really important to you," demonstrate that you are engaged and genuinely trying to understand the other person's perspective. Avoiding reactions driven by immediate emotions is also crucial. Taking a moment to breathe and collect your thoughts can prevent impulsive responses that may escalate tension. Additionally, using I statements instead of you statements can significantly alter the dynamics of the conversation. Instead of saying, "You always interrupt me," reframe it to, "I feel frustrated when I'm interrupted." This approach minimizes defensiveness and encourages a constructive dialogue. Navigating differences with empathy not only helps in resolving conflicts, but also enriches relationships. Empathy cultivates an atmosphere of respect and consideration, where each person's feelings are acknowledged. It fuels a sense of community, reminding us that while our experiences may differ, our emotions are often universal. Embracing empathy as a practice allows us to expand our perspectives and connect on a deeper level. Next time you face a disagreement, remember that your goal isn't just to win the argument, but to nurture understanding. Keep in mind that a simple pause to acknowledge another's viewpoint can transform a heated exchange into a meaningful conversation. The role of forgiveness. Forgiveness is often seen as a simple act, something we can choose to do or not do, but its true essence runs much deeper. It is a vital process for healing personal and communal wounds. When we choose to forgive, we are not just letting go of past grievances. We are actively participating in the restoration of our own emotional well-being and the strengthening of our relationships. Imagine forgiveness as a balm, soothing the raw edges of hurt and pain, allowing individuals to move forward with a lighter heart. In communities, when forgiveness is extended, it has the power to mend rifts, enhance empathy, and foster reconciliation. This dynamic process not only nurtures the forgiving individual, but also uplifts those around them, creating a ripple effect of healing that can transform entire communities. Practicing forgiveness is like releasing a heavy backpack that one has been carrying for far too long. The burdens of negativity, anger, resentment, and disappointment can weigh us down and hinder our ability to live fully in the present moment. When we embrace forgiveness, we reap the rewards of liberation. We find ourselves unburdened by the emotional shackles that have constrained our joy and peace. This liberation is not about excusing the wrongdoings of others, but rather about freeing ourselves from the toxicity that can stem from holding on to grudges. It's an act of self-compassion, allowing us to cultivate inner peace and a brighter outlook on life. Practicing forgiveness empowers us to reclaim our peace and focus on the positive aspects of our lives, guiding us toward a more fulfilling existence. Engaging in the practice of forgiveness offers profound insights into our own humanity. As we navigate the complex landscape of relationships, we often forget that everyone is inherently flawed. This realization fosters empathy, an understanding that others may struggle with their own burdens and imperfections. By forgiving, we not only transform our personal experiences, but also contribute to a culture that values compassion and understanding. It becomes clear that forgiveness is not simply a one-time event, but an ongoing journey, a continual choice to approach life with an open heart. Embracing this journey helps build resilience, teaches us about the power of vulnerability, and ultimately invites more love and connection into our lives. A practical tip to consider is to start small. Identify a minor grievance in your life, reflect on it, and consciously decide to forgive. This gentle approach can set you on a path toward greater emotional freedom and healing. Chapter 6: Wisdom from Nature. Nature's Dual Forces. Life and death are intimately intertwined in the fabric of nature, each playing its role in a never ending cycle that sustains the world. The stunning beauty of a vibrant forest bursting with life stands in stark contrast to the quiet decay of fallen leaves. This decay is not a sign of defeat, rather, it is a crucial part of the process that nurtures new growth. Just as the sun rises and sets, so too does nature balance itself between creation and destruction. In many ecosystems, this duality can be observed in the predator-prey relationship. Predators, while seeming ruthless, help maintain healthy populations of prey species. Without this natural check, ecosystems can become imbalanced, leading to overpopulation and depletion of resources. Nature exemplifies that life cannot flourish without death. It is a system based on recycling, learning, and renewal. Through observing these dual forces, we learn profound lessons about resilience and adaptation. The enduring struggles of plants and animals highlight how life finds a way, even against seemingly insurmountable odds. For instance, consider the resilience of the desert cactus, which thrives in arid conditions where most life would wither away. Its ability to conserve water and withstand extreme temperatures speaks to a deeper lesson. Adaptation is essential for survival. Similarly, after a forest fire, the landscape may seem devastated, but the seeds of certain trees lay dormant, waiting for the right conditions to germinate. This rebirth showcases how life can spring forth from destruction. Understanding these dynamics not only enriches our appreciation for nature, but encourages us to embody resilience in our own lives. Just as nature continues to evolve, we too can adapt and grow stronger in the face of challenges. The balance of life and death reveals the wisdom inherent in nature's design. Each challenge faced is an opportunity for learning and growth. By embracing the cycles of change, we can cultivate a mindset that allows us to navigate our own journeys. Take moments to reflect on the dualities within your life, the challenges that have shaped you, as well as the achievements that have inspired growth. Remember that just as nature thrives on this balance, so too can you harness adversity as a means to rise and evolve. Be mindful of the lessons nature provides and let them guide you to become more resilient in life. Learning from the seasons. The changing seasons provide us with a powerful metaphor for understanding the flow of life. Each season represents a different phase, encapsulating the cycle of growth, decay, and renewal that we experience in our own journeys. Spring, with its fresh blossoms and new beginnings, mirrors the moments in our lives when we are filled with hope and potential. It teaches us about the excitement of starting anew, the beauty of possibilities waiting to unfold. This season embodies the duality of life, showing us how, in order to appreciate the warmth of the sun and the vibrancy of flowers, we must also face the chill of winter and the dormancy that precedes life. Understanding this cycle allows us to embrace transitions, knowing that they are natural and necessary for our development. As summer arrives, we find strength in its energy and warmth, a time of action and abundance. This season encourages us to harness our passions, to make the most of our talents, and to foster connections. Summer is also a reminder that growth can be sustained, but it requires care and attention, much like nurturing relationships or pursuing goals. However, the transition to fall reminds us that all great things must come to an end. The leaves change color and begin to fall, symbolizing a necessary decay. This process teaches us about letting go, whether it's a project, a relationship, or a phase of life. It is in these moments of release that we learn to appreciate what has come before, just as trees prepare for the winter ahead, drawing strength from their roots. Finally, winter envelops us in a quiet stillness, a time often associated with rest and contemplation. It reminds us that decay is not the end, rather, it is an opportunity for reflection and renewal. During this period, we can assess our paths and gather strength for the new growth that will come with spring. Winter encourages introspection, pushing us to find value in solitude and stillness. By understanding the lessons embedded within each season, we can navigate our own lives with greater awareness and grace. To embrace this cyclic nature of existence, we can cultivate habits that honor each phase. For instance, setting aside time for reflection during winter can prepare us for the vibrancy of spring, allowing us to emerge renewed. when the time is right. The cycles of life and death. The interconnectedness of life and death illustrates a profound natural cycle that is essential for growth. Life emerges from death as new forms are created, nourished by the remnants of what once was. Think of it as a tree shedding its leaves in autumn. The falling leaves decompose and enrich the soil, enabling new growth in spring. This cyclical process is evident in nature, where the death of one organism feeds another. In ecosystems, every living thing plays a part in perpetuating life. The transient nature of existence makes way for renewal and transformation. Rather than being endpoints, life and death are pivotal stages in a continuous journey, demonstrating how interconnected all forms of life truly are. Cultural interpretations of life cycles vary widely across different societies, each bringing a unique perspective on this universal phenomenon. In many indigenous cultures, life cycles are marked by rites of passage that celebrate both birth and death. These practices often embody a deep respect for ancestors and the wisdom they impart. In contrast, some modern societies may emphasize a linear view of life, where birth initiates a trail to death, leading to a more fearful approach towards the end of life. However, even within these views, we can find motifs of cyclical time and rebirth, often echoed in literature, art, and spirituality. Festivals celebrating harvests or changes of seasons remind us of the ongoing dance between life and death, illustrating the ways communities engage with these ideas. The stories we tell about life cycles can foster connections that transcend individual experiences, allowing us to see ourselves as part of a greater whole. Understanding the cycles of life and death equips us with a deeper perspective on our existence. It invites contemplation on what it means to live fully and face the inevitability of death with grace. Rather than viewing life and death as opposing forces, embracing this dual nature can lead to a richer understanding of our purpose. Practicing mindfulness and reflection can cultivate gratitude for life while also providing comfort when confronted with loss. By acknowledging the beauty of these cycles, we can inspire ourselves to live more intentionally, honoring both our beginnings and our endings. Chapter 7: The Journey of Self-Discovery, Defining Personal Identity. Understanding personal identity involves navigating through a web of complexities that often reflect a dual nature. Every individual exists in a balance between the self that is visible to the world and the self that resides deep within. On the surface, we may present a confident persona, shaped by societal expectations and external perceptions. Yet, beneath that facade lies a rich tapestry of thoughts, feelings, and experiences that often remain unseen. This duality is critical. It highlights the tensions between who we are and who we believe we should be. It forces us to confront the discrepancies between our public image and our private reality, creating a dynamic interplay that shapes our identity. Acknowledging this duality allows for a deeper, more authentic understanding of ourselves. It encourages us to embrace the complexities instead of simplifying them, recognizing that our identities are not fixed but fluid, continuously shaped by our experiences, choices, and introspections. The concept of light and shadow serves as a powerful metaphor for understanding how we perceive ourselves. Like light, illuminating certain aspects while casting others into darkness, our qualities are similarly defined by what we choose to highlight and what we prefer to hide. We often celebrate our strengths, the facets of our character that make us feel proud, confident, and affirmed in our identity. However, equally significant are the shadows that represent our vulnerabilities, fears, and uncertainties. These shadows can be uncomfortable to confront, yet they hold essential truths about who we are. By examining both light and shadow, we learn that every quality we possess is essential in forming a complete picture of our identity. Embracing our full spectrum allows us to cultivate a richer self-perception, fostering compassion for both ourselves and others as we navigate the shared human experience. To truly grow in understanding our personal identity, it's crucial to allow space for both our light and shadow to coexist. This balance not only nurtures self-acceptance, but also enhances our ability to empathize with others. When we acknowledge our own complexities, we invite others to do the same, fostering deeper connections and a sense of belonging. As you explore your personal identity, remember that every part of you contributes to the whole. Embrace the dualities within yourself. Celebrate your strengths while also acknowledging your weaknesses. This practice of honesty with ourselves can pave the way for growth, resilience, and ultimately a more profound understanding of what it means to be human. The shadows of self-doubt. Self-doubt is an invisible companion that walks with us through every stage of life. It whispers in our ears, questioning our abilities and scrutinizing our choices. Its impact is pervasive, showing up in various forms, be it in our careers, relationships, or personal aspirations. Often, it lurks in the background, casting shadows on our self-perception and limiting our potential. That nagging thought during a job interview asking if we are truly qualified, or the hesitance to share our creative work for fear of criticism, are battles fought by many. Self-doubt manifests as a barrier, making us feel unworthy, hesitant, and fearful. The voices of comparison can become deafening as we measure ourselves against others, forgetting that each individual has their unique path and pace. This inner critic fosters a cycle of paralysis, where we hold back from pursuing opportunities that could lead to growth and fulfillment. To overcome self-doubt, cultivating an awareness of its presence is crucial. Recognizing when it appears allows us to address it rather than letting it take control. Mindfulness practices can help us pause and observe our thoughts without judgment. This kind of self-awareness encourages us to separate our thoughts from our identities. Just because a thought crosses our mind doesn't make it gospel truth. Alongside this awareness, self-compassion plays a pivotal role. Treating ourselves with kindness during moments of insecurity can lighten the burden of self-judgment. Instead of harsh criticism, we can encourage ourselves with the same supportive words we would offer a friend. Celebrating our accomplishments, no matter how small, will slowly chip away at the armor of self-doubt. Remember that the journey of personal growth often involves missteps and setbacks. They are not reflections of our worth, but part of the learning process. Building resilience against self-doubt is possible when we actively combat it with understanding and empathy towards ourselves. Practicing positive affirmations can serve as a daily reminder of our strengths and capabilities. Setting realistic goals and breaking them into manageable steps can also create momentum, gradually shifting the narrative we tell ourselves. It is essential to acknowledge that everyone grapples with self-doubt at times. It is part of being human. The next time you find self-doubt creeping in, challenge it with awareness. Ask yourself, is this thought serving me? What evidence do I have to support or refute it? By embracing both our flaws and strengths with compassion, we pave the way for greater self-acceptance and courage. To nurture a mindset that rises above self-doubt, make it a practice to journal your thoughts, reflecting on your accomplishments and areas of growth. This ritual can provide clarity and strengthen the belief in your potential. Embracing your wholeness. Accepting both our light and shadow is crucial for personal growth. Each of us contains multitudes, shaped by experiences, emotions, and choices. Our light represents the qualities we admire in ourselves, such as kindness, creativity, or courage. Yet shadows often lurk within, feelings of doubt, anger, or fear that we may wish to ignore. When we only acknowledge our light, we create a false self, disconnected from the reality of our complete identity. Embracing our shadows does not mean surrendering to them, but rather understanding them. They serve as teachers, revealing unhealed aspects that may need our attention. Just like how a sunset casts shadows while highlighting vibrant colors, recognizing our full spectrum allows us to exist authentically, every emotion and characteristic harmonizing to form the true self. Cultivating a holistic understanding of personal identity begins with self-reflection and acceptance. It's essential to create a safe space where we can explore our feelings without judgment. This process can be likened to piecing together a puzzle. Each fragment tells a story about who we are. By engaging in practices such as journaling, meditation, or even art, we can delve into both the light and shadow sides of ourselves. Questions like, what am I most proud of? Or what am I afraid to confront? Can illuminate hidden aspects of our identity. Each discovery can be transformative, fostering self-compassion and a deeper connection to our true selves. The journey towards wholeness isn't always comfortable, but facing our complexities ultimately leads to liberation. The understanding that we are a tapestry of experiences, imperfections, and strengths empowers us to live more fully. Recognizing that we are not defined solely by our achievements or failures paves the way for embracing our entirety. An effective way to practice this acceptance is through affirmations that acknowledge both our strengths and vulnerabilities. Statements such as, "I am proud of my kindness, and I am also learning to accept my fears," can bridge the gap between our light and shadow. Over time, this practice nurtures a rich inner dialogue, fostering a harmonious relationship with our multifaceted selves. Each day offers us a new opportunity to balance these elements, reminding us that wholeness is not a destination, but a continuous journey of self-discovery. Chapter 8: The Social Fabric of Duality. Cultural Perceptions of Good and Evil. Different cultures interpret and navigate the concepts of good and evil in unique ways, often shaped by their beliefs, traditions, and histories. For example, in many Western societies, good and evil are often portrayed in stark contrast, where heroes represent good and villains symbolize evil. This clear distinction allows individuals to understand complex moral issues more easily. However, in some indigenous cultures, good and evil may not be viewed as opposites, but rather as interconnected forces that exist within the community and nature. These cultures may see acts deemed as evil as opportunities for healing or learning, suggesting that understanding is more valuable than judgment. This perspective can lead to a more nuanced approach to conflict resolution, emphasizing reconciliation over punishment. The duality perspectives inherent in cultural narratives and mythologies reveal how societies grapple with the nature of good and evil. In many mythologies, the existence of deities or supernatural beings often embodies these moral concepts, showcasing the perpetual struggle between light and darkness. For instance, in Hinduism, the god Vishnu represents preservation and goodness, while demonic forces oppose him, showcasing the ongoing battle between harmony and chaos. Such narratives not only reflect moral standards, but also provide insights into human behavior, illustrating how societies cope with fear, desire, and ethical dilemmas. These mythologies often serve as cautionary tales, where characters experience both good and evil, illustrating that individuals embody elements of both within themselves. Ultimately, understanding cultural perceptions of good and evil challenges us to consider morality as a spectrum rather than a binary concept. This perspective allows us to appreciate the complexities of different ethical frameworks, fostering empathy across cultural divides. By recognizing that individuals from various backgrounds may interpret similar actions in contrasting ways, we can cultivate a more profound understanding of our shared humanity. Engaging in open dialogues about these perceptions can help bridge divides and encourage collaboration, reminding us that our narratives and beliefs shape our interactions in significant ways. The impact of duality on society. The concept of duality permeates various facets of human existence and societal interactions. It reflects a state of being that involves two contrasting parts, whether in thoughts, beliefs, or approaches to life. In today's complex world, dual perspectives manifest prominently in social dynamics, influencing how communities coexist and interact with one another. When we consider issues like identity, culture, or morality, we often find that people live within overlapping frameworks of understanding that can clash or combine in interesting ways. For instance, the coexistence of traditional and modern values within families and societies creates a rich tapestry of life that can lead to both conflict and growth. This duality pushes individuals to engage with diverse viewpoints, fostering empathy and understanding, but sometimes leading to polarization, where one perspective feels threatened by the other. Understanding and embracing duality can empower individuals and communities to navigate the complexities of societal challenges more effectively. By recognizing the presence of multiple narratives, one can appreciate the rich diversity of thought and experience that exists in our world. As you encounter dual perspectives in your own life, remember that acknowledging and respecting differing viewpoints may not only enrich your understanding, but can also pave the way for more cohesive and harmonious social interactions. The journey through these dualities can serve as a bridge to greater unity and understanding. Building bridges across divides. Fostering understanding and cooperation across cultural divides is a journey that requires patience, empathy, and an open heart. The world is rich with diverse perspectives, each shaped by unique histories, beliefs, and experiences. To approach someone from a different culture, one must first cultivate a sense of curiosity rather than judgment. This curiosity opens the door to genuine conversations that can bridge gaps and dissolve misconceptions. Listening actively and valuing the stories of others becomes paramount. When individuals feel heard, walls of hostility begin to crumble. The art of storytelling is powerful in this regard, as it creates a shared space where people can connect over shared human experiences, transcending the superficial differences that often divide us. Cultural events, community gatherings, and collaborative projects serve as platforms for people to interact, learn from one another, and embrace diversity as a strength rather than a source of division. Successful reconciliation efforts can often be traced through compelling case studies that highlight the transformative power of dialogue. One notable example is the Truth and Reconciliation Commission in South Africa. Established after the end of apartheid, this initiative encouraged open discussions about the atrocities of the past. By allowing victims and perpetrators to share their experiences in a safe environment, the nation took crucial steps toward healing. Similarly, in Rwanda, after the horrific genocide, community-based reconciliation programs brought together survivors and former combatants to engage in dialogue and restore fractured relationships. These case studies illustrate that, even in the wake of immense pain and suffering, the act of coming together to share, listen, and understand can pave the way for rebuilding trust and hope. They remind us that reconciliation is not a mere act of forgetting, but a courageous confrontation with the past that nurtures a shared future. As we look forward, it is vital to remember that building bridges across divides is not a one-time event, but an ongoing commitment. Everyone has a role to play in this process, from casual conversations with friends to larger community initiatives. Embracing vulnerability while engaging with others about their experiences allows us to challenge our own biases and broaden our viewpoints. Taking the time to learn about different cultures, asking questions, and sharing our own narratives can create ripples of understanding that extend far beyond individual interactions. It is through these small, consistent efforts that we foster environments where empathy flourishes, ultimately leading to lasting peace and cooperation. Chapter 9: The Role of Mindfulness, Being Present in the Moment. Mindfulness has become a powerful tool in today's fast-paced world, allowing us to cultivate a deep sense of presence and awareness in our lives. When we practice mindfulness, we learn to focus our attention on the here and now, anchoring ourselves in the present moment rather than getting lost in the worries of the past or the future. This practice empowers us to experience life more fully, transforming ordinary moments into extraordinary experiences. It is as if we are putting on a pair of glasses that sharpen our vision, allowing us to appreciate the colors, textures, and nuances of our surroundings. By tuning into our senses, what we can see, hear, smell, and touch, we begin to notice the subtleties that often slip by unnoticed. Imagine savoring the warmth of the sun on your skin or the sound of leaves rustling in the wind. These simple moments can become sources of profound joy and connection when we embrace them with mindfulness. To enhance our moment-to-moment awareness, several techniques can be woven into our daily lives. One effective method is practicing focused breathing. Taking just a few minutes each day to close your eyes and concentrate on your breath can ground you in the present. Inhale deeply and exhale slowly, allowing your mind to settle. When thoughts arise, acknowledge them without judgment and gently redirect your focus back to your breath. Another useful technique is engaging in sensory exploration. Choose an activity that fully engages your senses, whether it's sipping hot tea, eating an apple, or walking through a garden. As you immerse yourself in the textures, flavors, and aromas, allow yourself to be fully present in those experiences, cultivating an appreciation for the simplicity and beauty of each moment. Incorporating mindfulness into our lives doesn't require drastic changes. It's about weaving small moments of awareness into our daily routines. Gratitude is another powerful ally in this journey. Take a moment each day to reflect on 3 things you are grateful for. This practice shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is abundantly present in your life. The synergy of these techniques fosters a deeper relationship with ourselves and our environment, reminding us that every moment carries the potential for peace and joy. As you embrace the art of being present, remember that the journey is just as important as the destination. With each mindful breath and grateful thought, you unlock the magic of life as it unfolds right before your eyes. Mindful techniques for balancing emotions. Mindfulness techniques serve as practical tools that help us manage and balance our emotions effectively. One powerful method is focused breathing, where you take a deep breath in and slowly exhale, allowing your body to relax and your mind to settle. This simple act of concentrating on your breath can ground you, especially during moments of emotional turmoil. Another technique is the body scan, wherein you mentally check in with different areas of your body, noticing any tension or discomfort. By acknowledging these sensations, you create a space for acceptance and healing. Visualization can also be transformative. Imagine a peaceful scene, like a serene forest or a gentle wave lapping at the shore. This imagery can evoke feelings of calmness and serenity, which helps to balance overwhelming emotions. Engaging in mindful walking, where you concentrate on each step and the sensations in your feet, connects you with the present moment. These techniques allow you to create a buffer between your feelings and reactions, enabling you to respond to emotional challenges more thoughtfully. The relationship between mindfulness practices and emotional resilience is profound. When we engage in mindfulness, we cultivate a deeper awareness of our thoughts and feelings, which empowers us to navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease. Mindfulness helps in recognizing that emotions are temporary, much like clouds drifting through the sky. Instead of being swept away by these clouds, we learn to observe them without judgment. This awareness not only fosters emotional clarity, but also strengthens our resilience. Emotional resilience allows us to recover from setbacks and adapt to challenging situations. By integrating mindfulness into our daily routines, we train our brain to handle stressors more effectively, reducing the likelihood of being overwhelmed by negative emotions. The practice builds a mental buffer that can cushion us from life's inevitable challenges, transforming our emotional landscape from reactive chaos to serene acceptance. Consider incorporating a few minutes of mindfulness into your daily routine, whether through meditation, mindful eating, or simply pausing to observe the world around you. A practical tip is to set aside a specific time each day for mindfulness, even if just for 5 minutes. Use this time to focus on your breath or notice the sensations in your body, anchoring yourself in the present moment. This commitment to practicing mindfulness regularly can gradually enhance your emotional stability and resilience, allowing you to respond to life's fluctuations with a sense of calm and clarity. The meditative path to clarity. Meditation serves as a profound tool for gaining clarity amid the chaos of everyday life. In a world bustling with distractions, noise, and an overload of information, our minds frequently find themselves in a frenzied state. This chaos can cloud our judgment, distort our perception, and lead us to make decisions fueled by anxiety rather than clarity. When we take the time to engage in meditation, we create a sanctuary within ourselves, a safe space where we can clear away the mental fog. With each breath, we learn to observe rather than react, transforming the chaotic noise of the outside world into a distant hum. This practice allows us to sift through our thoughts, identifying what truly matters to our well-being. Just like a storm clears after the rain, our minds too can find peace in moments of stillness, unveiling a clearer, more insightful perspective on our circumstances and choices. The benefits of regular meditation extend far beyond momentary tranquility. Consistent practice promotes significant improvements in both mental and emotional health. As we sit quietly, focusing on our breath or a simple mantra, we actively reduce stress levels and decrease the production of the stress hormone cortisol. This reduction not only calms our minds, but also enhances our emotional resilience, enabling us to navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease. Furthermore, meditation nurtures self-awareness and emotional regulation. By observing our thoughts without judgment, we cultivate a better understanding of our emotional triggers, leading to more thoughtful and constructive responses. The emotional clarity gained through meditation equips us to face challenges with a newfound strength, transforming potential conflict into opportunities for growth and learning. For anyone looking to embark on their meditative journey, starting with just a few minutes each day can be transformative. Consider finding a quiet corner where you can sit comfortably, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. Even a brief pause to focus on your breath can lay the groundwork for greater clarity and peace in your daily life. With time and practice, meditation can unveil not only the layers obscuring our clarity, but also the profound insights that emerge from within when we quiet the chaos. Chapter 10: Creativity, the Playground of Duality. Inspiration from light and shadow. Contrasting elements of light and shadow have long served as powerful muses for creative minds. This duality reflects not only the physical world, but also the intricacies of human experience. Light embodies clarity, hope, and life, while shadow evokes mystery, depth, and sometimes fear. These opposing forces, when intertwined, create a compelling dialogue that inspires artists to explore themes beyond the surface. For example, a painter might use bold, bright colors on one side of their canvas, evoking feelings of joy and freedom, while utilizing dark hues on the other side to suggest sorrow or confinement. This interplay invites viewers to reflect on their own emotions, experiences, and histories, sparking conversations that recognize the complexity of life. Artists have harnessed this duality in remarkable ways, creating works that resonate deeply by contrasting light and shadow. Caravaggio famously employed chiaroscuro, a technique that highlights dramatic contrast between light and dark, to imbue his paintings with a sense of life and vibrancy. Through this technique, he didn't just paint forms, he sculpted emotions in the viewer's mind. Similarly, in photography, the play of light and shadow brings a dynamic quality to the image, capturing fleeting moments that tell a story of their own. Each photograph can resemble a canvas where the tension between brightness and darkness creates a sense of movement and realism, drawing the observer into its narrative. Understanding the role of light and shadow can unlock pathways to our own creativity. Just as artists manipulate light and shadow, we can explore the opposing forces within our lives and work. Consider keeping a journal to reflect on the contrasts you observe in your own experiences. What moments of light bring you joy? What deeper shadows reveal lessons or insights? By engaging with these elements, you can find inspiration in the everyday, transforming simple encounters into profound narratives that enrich your creative expression. Exploring artistic representations of duality. Art often serves as a mirror reflecting the intricacies of human experience, and the notion of duality finds compelling expression in various artistic forms. This concept of duality can manifest in art through contrasting themes such as light and darkness, joy and sorrow, or love and hate. For instance, in painting, artists like Pablo Picasso and his Blue Period encapsulate profound melancholy alongside vibrant hues in other works, symbolizing the coexistence of despair and hope. Similarly, the world of sculpture often embraces duality through the interplay of texture and smoothness, or the juxtaposition of rigid structures versus flowing forms. Each stroke on a canvas or chisel mark on stone echoes the internal conflicts we face, making it an intimate exploration of the human psyche. Literature, too, illustrates duality vividly. In novels, characters may wrestle with their own contradictions, embodying the struggle between societal expectations and personal desires, which allows readers to engage deeply with the text and reflect on their own dualities. Delving into the thematic richness of dualistic art opens up discussions about the complexities that life presents. Duality invites viewers to ponder their own experiences while challenging preconceived notions of good versus evil or beauty versus ugliness. Art that embodies these dichotomies often resonates on a personal level, prompting individuals to confront their inner conflicts and recognize that existence is seldom black and white. The layers of meaning in dualistic art ask us to appreciate the interplay of opposing forces that shape reality, much like the harmony found in nature, where day meets night. The emotional depth conveyed through dualistic representations can spark transformative realizations in viewers. encouraging a deeper appreciation for the struggle between different aspects of ourselves and the world at large. This exploration can foster empathy, as it illustrates shared struggles across humanity, bridging gaps between varied experiences. By engaging with and reflecting on duality in art, individuals can cultivate a nuanced understanding of their own lives. A valuable approach is to actively seek out artistic expressions that resonate with feelings of contradiction or conflict. Whether through attending exhibitions, reading literary works that depict complex characters, or simply observing the nuances of a painting, viewers can gain insights into their personal narratives. This practice of noticing and reflecting on duality can serve as a pathway to greater self-awareness, allowing one to embrace the full spectrum of human emotion and experience. Embracing duality in art and life not only enriches our understanding, but also fosters resilience as we learn to navigate and appreciate the complexities within ourselves and others. Creative expression as healing. Creative expression serves as a powerful tool for healing, allowing individuals to confront the duality of their experiences, joy and sorrow, hope and despair. Engaging in artistic practices, whether painting, writing, or dancing, enables a person to externalize their inner turmoil and transform it into something tangible. This shift fosters a sense of release and relief, as emotions that may have felt bottled up can now find an outlet. When we create, we tap into a deep reservoir of emotions and ideas, creating a bridge between the chaotic aspects of our lives and the calm we seek. Artistic expression becomes a dialogue with oneself, providing clarity amidst confusion and insight from pain. In many ways, the act of creation operates like a mirror, reflecting struggles back to the creator so they can be understood and integrated. It's the alchemy of expressing hurt and joy in a medium that captures the essence of lived experiences, making the invisible emotions visible. Numerous personal stories illuminate the healing power of creativity. Take, for example, a young woman who, after experiencing profound loss, found solace in painting. Each brushstroke connected her to her loved one, transforming grief into beauty. Her canvases morphed into a visual diary, chronicling her journey from despair to hope. Another story unfolds with a man who wrote poetry to navigate his feelings of anxiety and isolation. Each poem became a stepping stone towards understanding his emotions and opening up dialogue with others about mental health. These narratives highlight a universal truth. Creativity can serve as a lifeline. Through storytelling, painting, music, or any other artistic endeavor, individuals have discovered their unique paths toward healing. They learned that their pain and struggles could be transformed into meaningful art, providing both comfort and inspiration, not just for themselves, but also for others. Embracing creative expression in times of emotional turmoil can be a practical tip for anyone seeking healing. Start small, perhaps by keeping a journal where one can freely express thoughts and feelings. The goal is not to create a masterpiece, but to explore and understand one's inner landscape. Try different forms of expression, music, drawing, or movement, to see what resonates most. Remember that this process is about personal discovery and liberation, allowing the dualities of life to coexist and be expressed. Let creativity serve as a channel for healing, providing both an escape and an embracing of life's complexities. Chapter 11. The Spiritual Aspect of Duality. Spiritual Beliefs and Dual Existence. Many spiritual beliefs explore the coexistence of light and shadow, offering rich perspectives on how duality shapes our experiences. This dual presence is evident in teachings that emphasize the importance of acknowledging both the positive and negative aspects of life. For instance, in many Eastern philosophies, the concept of yin and yang represents how light and dark, good and bad, exist in harmony, each enhancing the other's significance. This idea invites individuals to embrace their full range of emotions, thoughts, and experiences, rather than suppressing the darker aspects of existence. By accepting the shadows within us, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves, fostering a more profound sense of inner peace and balance. This embrace of duality offers a path to personal growth, allowing individuals to see beauty in imperfection and depth in struggle. These beliefs significantly shape personal and cultural identities, weaving a rich tapestry of shared experiences and values. When entire communities align on the notion of duality, they cultivate resilience and empathy. For example, indigenous cultures often hold stories that celebrate the interplay of light and shadow, teaching that each person's journey is a form of sacred exploration. These narratives not only unite individuals within the community, but also serve as powerful reminders of the universal challenges of the human experience. People often draw strength from recognizing their shared vulnerabilities, which promotes compassion and understanding across cultural boundaries. As personal identities evolve within this framework, individuals may find themselves more attuned to the complexities of life, flourishing in environments that honor both joy and sorrow. Understanding these dualities can provide practical benefits in daily life. Embracing the notion that light and shadow coexist allows for a more balanced approach to challenges. When faced with difficulties, instead of succumbing to despair, one can recognize these moments as opportunities for growth and transformation. Cultivating an awareness of the dual nature of experience enhances emotional intelligence and strengthens relationships as people learn to communicate openly about their struggles and triumphs. In this way, acknowledging the interplay of light and shadow not only enriches individual lives, but also builds more cohesive, supportive communities. The journey of the soul, light and shadow. The spiritual journey invites each of us to dive deep into the vast tapestry of our inner world, a realm rich with light and shadow. Acknowledging the light within is often a joyful experience. It is the radiant part of ourselves, filled with love, kindness, and creativity. This light is what we desire to amplify, to express, and to celebrate. However, shadow, the parts of us that we may fear, reject, or ignore, plays an equally significant role in our spiritual growth. These shadows often represent our insecurities, unresolved traumas, and the suppressed emotions we prefer to overlook. The true beauty of this journey lies in embracing both aspects. By acknowledging our shadows, we bring them into the light, allowing us to understand them and ultimately integrate them into our whole being. This is not a path of avoidance, but one of acceptance. When we begin to explore these hidden facets, we unveil a richer, more authentic version of ourselves. The quest for enlightenment. The journey toward enlightenment is akin to navigating a vast ocean filled with both storms and calm waters. In life's dualities, we often find ourselves caught between joy and sorrow, love and hate, or success and failure. These contrasts do not merely exist to challenge us, they offer the backdrop against which we can seek inner illumination. Each experience serves as a teacher, revealing deeper truths about our nature and the world around us. The moments of darkness push us to seek the light, and in doing so, we discover that enlightenment is not a destination, but a continuous journey, an ever-evolving understanding of self and existence. Embracing life's complexities allows us to cultivate resilience and wisdom, guiding us toward greater clarity amid chaos. Various teachings and practices have emerged throughout history, each providing unique pathways to facilitate this sacred quest. Meditation, for instance, acts as a beacon in the fog, enabling individuals to turn inward and explore the layers of their consciousness. By quieting the mind and observing our thoughts without judgment, we open ourselves to profound insights and a deeper sense of connection to the universe. Similarly, mindfulness practices encourage us to engage fully with the present moment, reminding us that enlightenment is often found in the here and now, rather than in future pursuits or past regrets. Philosophies like Buddhism offer valuable frameworks, emphasizing the importance of compassion and non-attachment, which guide us in navigating life's dualities with grace and understanding. Engaging in practices such as journaling or contemplative reading can also illuminate our paths, encouraging self-reflection and the exploration of our beliefs. In essence, the quest for enlightenment encourages us to embrace our humanity fully. It invites us to recognize that we are all part of a greater tapestry of existence, interconnected and interdependent. A practical tip for nurturing this pursuit is to cultivate a daily practice of gratitude. By acknowledging the blessings, lessons, and even challenges we encounter, we transform our perspective and foster an environment conducive to growth and understanding. This simple yet powerful practice can serve as a steady compass, guiding us toward the light of enlightenment, reminding us that every experience, no matter how trivial, contributes to the rich fabric of our spiritual journey. Chapter 12: Decision Making in a Dual World. Weighing options, pros and cons. Considering both sides of a decision is crucial in navigating life's many choices. This dual perspective not only provides a clearer understanding of what each option entails, but it also fosters deeper insights into the potential outcomes. When we view a situation from multiple angles, we become more aware of how our decisions affect not just ourselves, but also the people around us and the environment we inhabit. For example, when deciding whether to take a new job, one might weigh the salary against job satisfaction, commute time, and how the role aligns with long-term career goals. Each element plays into the final decision, so recognizing the intricate details of each side enhances our ability to make informed choices. Frameworks for evaluating pros and cons can simplify this process. One effective approach is to create a decision matrix, where options are listed along one axis and criteria along another. By assigning values to how each option meets your criteria, you can quantify your preferences, making it easier to see which path aligns better with your values and needs. Alternatively, using the SWOT analysis method, assessing strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, can also clarify potential risks and rewards associated with each decision. This structured thinking helps prevent emotional bias and encourages a more rational evaluation of the facts. Ultimately, weighing options thoughtfully leads to better decisions. It encourages us to pause and reflect, ensuring that choices align with our true desires and aspirations while considering possible repercussions. Before making a decision, it may also be helpful to seek perspectives from trusted friends or mentors. Sometimes, an outside viewpoint can illuminate aspects we've overlooked. Engage in this reflective process often, and you'll find that proactively considering both sides enriches your decision-making abilities and instills greater confidence in the choices you make. The influence of dual perspectives on decisions. Dual perspectives can significantly reshape our understanding of the choices we face and the consequences that follow. When we view a situation through two different lenses, whether they be emotional and rational, personal and societal, or optimistic and pessimistic, we gain a fuller image of reality. Consider a decision as a multifaceted diamond. Looking at it from one angle reveals one set of reflections, while shifting our view exposes a whole new spectrum. This expansion of perspective allows us to see not just the immediate outcome, but also the ripple effects that our choices may create in the long run. For instance, when deciding whether to accept a new job, one might initially focus solely on salary and position. However, if we factor in how this job might affect our work-life balance or our relationships, we unlock a deeper understanding of our true priorities and desires. Recognizing the duality in our thought processes can lead to more informed decision-making. When we consciously choose to consider both sides of a situation, we create a mental space where better choices can flourish. This dual perspective invites critical thinking. Instead of jumping to conclusions or following our gut instinct without questioning, we encourage ourselves to explore alternatives and weigh pros and cons diligently. Engaging in thoughtful dialogues with ourselves and others can further illuminate areas that may not be immediately apparent. For example, a person deciding whether to invest in a project might consider both the financial risks and the potential impact on the community, allowing for a more nuanced and well-rounded decision. The beauty of dual perspectives lies in their ability to turn what often appears as a binary choice into a rich tapestry of options that can inspire creativity, empathy, and ultimately wiser choices. Embracing the notion of duality offers a practical approach to navigating complex choices. As you face decisions, take a moment to identify at least two different perspectives related to your situation. Ask yourself how these viewpoints can inform your choice and what different outcomes they might lead to. By doing so, you not only broaden your understanding, but also strengthen your decision-making skills, paving the way for more thoughtful and impactful outcomes in your life. Learning from mistakes. Learning from mistakes is an essential part of personal growth that often hinges on the duality of our experiences. Every decision we make can lead us down a path of success or reveal the lessons hidden within a failure. Embracing this duality allows us to view our experiences not just as outcomes, but as opportunities for growth. Consider two sides of a coin. Each flip represents a choice. One side may show heads, indicating a favorable outcome, while the other shows tails, reminding us that there's always room for improvement. By recognizing the valuable insights in our setbacks, we cultivate resilience and gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and our aspirations. The process of reflection transforms past decisions into tools for future success, highlighting the beauty of growth through awareness. Adopting a positive outlook on our mistakes is pivotal in this journey. Instead of viewing errors as reflections of our inadequacy, we can see them as stepping stones towards wisdom. Each misstep offers a chance to recalibrate our approach, encouraging creativity and innovation. Think of a sculptor who chisels away at a block of marble. Each cut, whether precise or flawed, contributes to the masterpiece that emerges. When we learn to embrace our imperfections, we enable ourselves to venture beyond our comfort zones, exploring new avenues and ideas. This perspective shift empowers us to recognize that wisdom is often born from struggle, igniting a passion to pursue our goals with renewed vigor. To truly benefit from our experiences, it's important to develop a habit of self-reflection after making a mistake. Taking time to assess what went wrong and how we can respond more effectively in the future fosters personal accountability and growth. Keeping a journal to document both successes and failures can be tremendously enlightening, allowing us to track our journey and revealing patterns in our decision-making processes. This practice encourages a mindset that values learning over perfection, allowing us to transform each mistake into a precious lesson that propels us towards a richer, more resilient life. Chapter 13. Relationships, a dual perspective. The balance of give and take. The dynamics of reciprocity and balance in healthy relationships are often seen as the invisible threads that weave people together. In every relationship, whether personal, familial, or professional, there exists a rhythm of giving and receiving that creates harmony. Imagine a seesaw. When one side rises too high, it becomes unsteady. Similarly, in relationships, when one person gives more than they receive or vice versa, it can lead to feelings of resentment or imbalance. Healthy relationships cultivate a space where both parties feel valued, appreciated, and heard. This balance fosters trust and security, allowing individuals to express their needs openly without the fear of being labeled selfish. Delving into the complexities involved in giving and receiving love and support reveals a delicate dance that often transcends mere actions. Giving should come from genuine appreciation for the other person's presence in our lives rather than obligation. This can sometimes be challenging, as societal expectations may push us to give excessively, leading to burnout or feelings of inadequacy when we cannot meet those expectations. On the other hand, receiving love can evoke vulnerability. It requires us to be open and willing to embrace help, which can feel uncomfortable for many. The art of balancing these elements lies in understanding that both giving and receiving are necessary for mutual growth. Each act of kindness or support should be viewed not just as an exchange, but as an opportunity to connect, share, and foster deeper bonds. Recognizing the importance of this balance can transform our interactions and enhance the quality of our relationships. Remember, it's not only about the grand gestures, but also the subtle, everyday acts of kindness and support that matter. Being mindful of how much we give and acknowledging our needs to receive can lead to richer, more fulfilling connections. A practical tip for maintaining this balance is to periodically check in with your relationships. Ask yourself if you feel supported and valued, and whether your efforts are being reciprocated. This conscious awareness nurtures a healthy flow of love and support, creating a relationship ecosystem that thrives on mutual respect and understanding. Navigating conflict in relationships. Managing conflict in relationships often feels like walking a tightrope, balancing individual desires with the needs of the relationship itself. Each party brings their unique perspectives shaped by their experiences, values, and emotions. Effective strategies for managing these disagreements involve active listening, empathy, and open communication. Approaching conflict with the intent to understand, rather than to win, creates a safe space where both individuals feel valued. When facing a disagreement, it helps to take a step back and breathe, allowing tempers to cool and perceptions to clarify. Then, articulating your thoughts without blame and inviting the other person to share their viewpoint can pave the way toward resolution. Recognizing that differing opinions do not diminish the relationship's value, but can actually enhance it, is crucial. This shift in mindset encourages collaboration, allowing both individuals to feel heard while addressing the conflict collaboratively. Conflict resolution techniques rooted in understanding dual perspectives provide pathways to harmony that might not be immediately apparent. An essential first step is reframing the conflict as a shared problem to solve together, rather than a battle to win. Techniques such as paraphrasing what the other person has said can demonstrate that you genuinely value their perspective. This goes a long way in fostering trust and reducing defensiveness. Offering them the chance to clarify or expand upon their thoughts can enrich your mutual understanding. Additionally, practice patience when engaging in these discussions, as emotions may run high. Take pauses if necessary. It can be helpful to involve neutral third parties when disagreements become particularly intense, as they can provide objective insights. Such techniques not only resolve the immediate conflict, but also strengthen the relationship by encouraging ongoing dialogue and shared problem solving. Embracing conflict as part of any relationship can turn potential pitfalls into opportunities for growth and understanding. A practical tip for navigating such situations is to establish a conflict agreement with loved ones, laying down ground rules for how to communicate during disagreements, such as avoiding personal attacks and staying on topic. This agreement acts as a safety net, allowing both parties to feel secure while addressing their concerns. Ultimately, honoring both individual and relational needs leads to deeper connections and a more resilient partnership. Building resilience together. Shared struggles often reveal the depth of human connection. When we face difficulties together, we create a bond that is both profound and transformative. Each challenge becomes a thread woven into the fabric of our relationships, offering strength where we once felt fragile. Take, for example, two friends grappling with the same adversity, whether it's a personal loss, a job setback, or a health issue. Their conversations, laden with empathy, become a source of comfort and understanding. This shared experience not only helps them navigate their struggles, but also solidifies their relationship. As they support one another, they learn to trust deeper, communicate more openly, and develop a shared resilience that can weather future storms. This resilience extends beyond the individual. It nourishes the relationship, creating a partnership that thrives on mutual understanding and support. Nurturing connections through collective experiences opens new avenues for growth and understanding. Every shared moment, whether it's a joyous celebration or a challenging setback, becomes an opportunity to strengthen bonds. Engaging in activities that require teamwork, like volunteering, participating in community events, or even tackling a home project together, invites collaboration and fosters trust. The process itself can be enriching, as individuals learn to appreciate each other's strengths and differences. In these shared experiences, discussions often evolve from surface-level exchanges to deeper conversations about fears, dreams, and aspirations. This level of engagement builds a foundation of resilience, empowering relationships to thrive even in the face of adversity. It's through these meaningful connections that we not only fortify ourselves against life's challenges, but also find joy and purpose in our journey together. One practical tip for fostering resilience in relationships is to consciously choose to share both struggles and successes. Creating a space where each person feels safe to express vulnerabilities while celebrating victories reinforces the bonds between individuals. A regular check-in, perhaps during a meal or a walk, provides an ideal opportunity for open dialogue. This practice enables partners, friends, or family members to remain connected, fostering an environment where resilience can flourish through understanding, empathy, and shared experiences. Chapter 14. The Legacy of Duality. Historical Figures as Symbols of Duality. Throughout history, there have been remarkable individuals whose lives exemplified the principles of duality, capturing the intricate balance between light and shadow. Take, for instance, the life of Mahatma Gandhi, a figure renowned for his advocacy of nonviolence and peace. While he championed these noble ideals, he also faced personal challenges and contradictions, including moments of anger and frustration. This dual nature made him both relatable and complex. Similarly, figures like Albert Einstein and Marie Curie embodied duality not just in their groundbreaking scientific contributions, which illuminated our understanding of the universe, but also in their personal struggles with societal expectations and their quest for truth amidst adversity. Such figures teach us that greatness often resides in the interplay of opposing forces, showing us that moments of vulnerability and power exist within every individual. Understanding the legacies of these historical figures enhances our grasp of the dualities we navigate in our everyday lives. Their stories remind us that the light we aspire to shine often coexists with the shadows we may not readily acknowledge. For example, while Winston Churchill is celebrated for his unwavering resolve during World War II, his leadership also involved contentious decisions that resulted in suffering for many. Recognizing that even those we admire have a complex tapestry of successes and failures allows us to embrace our own imperfections. We learn that light is often defined in relation to shadow, and that it's through grappling with our darker aspects that we can truly appreciate the brilliance of our achievements. This alignment of light and shadow reflects the human condition, imperfect yet striving toward wholeness. To internalize this understanding of duality, reflect on the historical figures whose lives resonate with you. Consider how their experiences mirror the contrasts in your own life, acknowledging that everyone possesses both strengths and vulnerabilities. Embrace the idea that your journey, with its ups and downs, shapes not only who you are, but also how you can contribute to the world. By embodying this balance, you too can navigate the complexities of your existence, fully recognizing that both light and shadow are essential components of the human experience. Learning from humanity's struggles. Throughout history, humanity has faced a vast array of struggles, often characterized by dualities that reveal both the best and the worst of our nature. Wars like the Civil War and World War II illustrate not only deep-seated conflicts over ideology and power, but also the remarkable ability of individuals to rise above hatred and commit acts of extraordinary kindness and bravery. These events lay bare the complex fabric of human behavior, where courage and cruelty coexist, shaping the course of our societies. The civil rights movement in the United States shows how the fight against oppression can bring about profound societal change, driven by a persistent belief in justice and equality, even in the face of overwhelming adversity. History is rife with examples where moments of profound darkness were countered by relentless hope, prompting us to reflect on the human capacity for resilience in the face of strife. Examining these historical events offers valuable insights for addressing contemporary societal challenges. In today's world, issues such as systemic inequality, climate change, and political polarization demand a nuanced understanding of human behavior. The lessons from our past suggest that progress is often born from struggle, requiring collective action fueled by empathy and understanding. The resilience demonstrated during past social movements can inspire modern advocates to foster unity amidst division. Initiatives aimed at bridging communities highlight the importance of recognizing our shared humanity, reminding us that even in our most challenging times, progress is achievable. By drawing from the narratives of those who have fought for change, we can find blueprints for action that emphasize dialogue, collaboration, and respect for diverse perspectives. To truly learn from humanity's struggles, we must also consider the transformative power of storytelling. Sharing the stories of those who have suffered and those who have triumphed opens pathways to understanding and compassion. Engaging with history not only enriches our perspectives, but also equips us with the tools to navigate our current realities. As we confront the complexities of modern challenges, let us consider adopting a mindset that encourages reflection on our actions and their broader impact on society. Practical steps in this pursuit can include engaging in community discussions, supporting local initiatives, and advocating for policies that promote social equity. In the process, we not only honor the struggles of those before us, but also pave the way for a future marked by hope and resilience. Creating a balanced legacy. Consciously shaping a legacy involves recognizing and embracing the duality within us. This dual nature encompasses our strengths and weaknesses, our victories and failures, and our moments of clarity alongside our times of confusion. A legacy that reflects this comprehensive understanding acknowledges that life is not simply light or dark. It is a spectrum of experiences woven together. By acknowledging both triumphs and struggles, we create a more resonant legacy that speaks to the authentic human experience, allowing future generations to see the fullness of what it means to live. Just as the roots of a tree ground it while its branches reach skyward, a well-rounded legacy sustains itself through both the foundation of hardship and the elevation of achievement. This balance fosters resilience, teaching those who come after us that it is not just the successes that define us, but also the challenges we overcome that shape our character and purpose. When we weave these threads together, we gift those who inherit our legacy a roadmap that captures the complexities of life rather than a simplified narrative of perfection. Fostering a meaningful impact on future generations requires intention and clarity about the values we wish to impart. It is about more than just success. It is about the principles we live by and the vulnerability we show. By sharing stories of both success and failure, we offer authenticity that encourages others to explore their paths without the burden of unattainable standards. Engaging in conversations about our values, beliefs, and motivations creates a bridge to the generations to come, inviting them into a dialogue that enhances their understanding of the world. Encourage critical thinking and emotional intelligence by modeling curiosity and adaptability in our own lives. This guidance becomes a living legacy, one that inspires future generations to challenge the status quo and innovate with empathy and courage. When we focus on imparting wisdom through experiences rather than rigid doctrines, we create a fertile ground for future minds. This means valuing moments of connection over mere accomplishments, understanding that the influence we have lies in the relationships nurtured along the way. Create space for reflection in your own life and encourage others to do the same. This can be as simple as journaling or engaging in deep conversations with family and friends. Embrace the nuances of your story, for they are the threads that will enrich the tapestry of your legacy. Consider the qualities you admire in others and reflect on how you can embody those traits in your daily interactions. Be intentional about showing up for future generations, ensuring that your legacy is not only a reflection of who you are, but also an invitation for others to dream, create, and live an authentic life. Chapter 15: Embracing Duality in the Modern World. Technology's Impact on Light and Shadow. Modern technology reshapes our perceptions of light and shadow, adding dimensions to the way we experience our environment. The advent of smartphones, LED lighting, and advanced camera systems allows us to manipulate and enhance our surroundings at will. For instance, we can illuminate a small space dramatically with smart lights, casting vibrant hues that alter the mood entirely, or use filters to create stunning visual effects. This manipulation of light can evoke feelings of warmth and comfort, or starkness and detachment, changing how we connect with our environments. Drones equipped with high-definition cameras offer new perspectives, revealing how light interacts with landscapes from above. However, this change is not just about aesthetics. It impacts how we understand and perceive reality. The digital manipulation of images can blur the lines between real and artificial, creating shadows that conceal truths and bring forth new narratives. Technology plays a dual role in our lives by enhancing communication while also fostering isolation. On one hand, social media platforms light up connections across the globe, allowing friends and strangers to share moments and experiences. A simple notification can brighten someone's day, bridging distances and illuminating relationships that might have otherwise faded. Yet this very light casts a shadow on our interpersonal skills. The more we interact through screens, the less we engage face-to-face, leading to a growing sense of loneliness in crowded rooms. Individuals may find themselves surrounded by virtual connections that feel genuine but lack the warmth of human touch. Thus, Technology not only connects us, but also has the potential to create an isolating darkness, where the glow of a screen becomes a substitute for real companionship. Being aware of these effects can empower us to navigate the complexities of our modern lives. Embracing technology means recognizing both the light it provides in connecting us and the shadows that can lead to isolation. A practical tip is to balance online interactions with offline experiences. Taking time to engage with loved ones in person or simply stepping outside to enjoy natural light can nurture our well being and strengthen our bonds. By consciously choosing how we interact with technology, we can harness its benefits while minimizing its isolating shadows, allowing us to fully experience the richness of human connection. Social media and the dual nature of connection. The complex dynamics of connection and disconnection shaped by social media are akin to a double-edged sword. On one side, platforms bring people closer, allowing friendships to flourish across geographical boundaries. With just a few taps, individuals can share experiences, ideas, and emotions, creating vast networks of interactions that were unimaginable a few decades ago. Social media enables people to maintain relationships regardless of distance, fostering a sense of belonging and community. This connectedness can be particularly vital for those who might feel isolated in their physical environments, serving as a refuge where they can find like-minded individuals who resonate with their thoughts and feelings. However, this very convenience of communication can lead to significant disconnection. The superficial nature of online interactions often results in people feeling lonelier than ever. While the number of friends might indicate a rich social life, many find that these connections lack depth and reliability. Social media tends to promote a culture where likes and comments become a currency for esteem, leading users to craft idealized versions of their lives. This curated existence can create feelings of inadequacy when comparisons inevitably arise, as individuals start measuring their worth against others' highlight reels rather than genuine lived experiences. Such disintegration of authentic ties has profound implications for mental health, contributing to anxiety and depression as users grapple with the dichotomy between online appearances and real-life relationships. The impact of online interactions on mental health is substantial and multifaceted. While social media can provide invaluable support networks, particularly for marginalized groups, it can simultaneously exacerbate feelings of isolation and anxiety. An endless stream of notifications may lead to overstimulation, making it difficult for individuals to engage meaningfully with their surroundings. The pursuit of validation through digital interactions often leads to a cycle of dependency, where one's self-worth becomes tied to online feedback. It is crucial to find balance, to create boundaries that prioritize genuine connections and self-care. One practical approach is to consciously incorporate digital detox periods into daily routines, allowing time away from screens to foster real-life connections and self-reflection. Learning to navigate the complexities of social media with a mindful perspective can enhance well-being and strengthen both online and offline relationships. Navigating complexity in a dualistic society. Understanding a dualistic society is like trying to navigate a maze made of mirrors. Every turn reveals a reflection of one reality, while another lies just out of sight. In this complex landscape, there are often two opposing viewpoints that seem to compete for dominance, each holding its own truth and each vying for acknowledgement. Recognizing the intricate layers at play is essential. These dualities can manifest in politics, culture, beliefs, and even personal relationships. Every day, individuals are caught between these worlds, facing the challenge of making sense of their experiences while respecting the validity of opposing perspectives. This requires an open mind and an understanding heart. It's crucial to engage deeply with the perspectives of others and examine how they shape the narrative around us. The more we listen and learn, the more we can navigate these complexities without losing our footing. To foster inclusivity and harmony within such a landscape, practical strategies become invaluable. Begin by engaging in active listening. When conversations shift into the territory of conflict or misunderstanding, approach discussions with a genuine curiosity about others' experiences. Ask questions that go beyond surface level disagreements. This creates a bridge towards understanding and encourages diverse voices to be heard. Sharing stories can also be a powerful tool. Personal narratives humanize the other and break down barriers. Finding common ground is essential, and it often lies in shared values rather than differences. Consider working on collaborative projects that require input from various viewpoints. This not only enhances the sense of community, but fosters an environment where complexity is viewed as a strength rather than a hindrance, transforming duality into synergy. Lastly, adopting a mindset of empathy can deeply impact how we navigate a dualistic society. When faced with opposing views, place yourself in the shoes of others, even if their beliefs seem alien to you. This practice allows you to see the world through their lens, facilitating a more compassionate approach to discourse. As you embark on this journey of understanding, remember that the richness of human experience is born from diversity. You hold the power to contribute to a society that thrives on dialogue rather than division. Embrace this responsibility. Seeking commonality in complexity often uncovers pathways to growth that previously remained hidden. As we conclude the game of duality, navigating the balance between light and shadow, remember that this journey is just the beginning. By recognizing and embracing both light and shadow, you've taken the first step toward living a more balanced life. It's within the interplay of opposites that we find wisdom, resilience, and deeper meaning. Continue this exploration as you navigate life's complexities with renewed perspective and grace. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of duality, and may you walk forward with a sense of harmony and peace. Remember, balance is not a destination, but an ongoing dance.